Eagle 6 in the track.
Roger.
Viper 1 bombs away. One's going to climb high above 20. You're south.
Eagle 6 radar contact. Eagle 6 is visual.
And it goes left.
Welcome back to the DCS SITREP, where we discuss and analyze news and information about DCS World, the world's premier combat flight simulator for the home PC. I'm your host, Prickly Hedgehog, and this week we take a little look at some snippets revealed by the various DCS teams over the last week, starting with the patch update from Eagle Dynamics, which injected finally the Viking S3 into the game. It's been long overdue from ED to spruce up some of the 3D models for AI aircraft in DCS World, the Viking S3 being one of the more important ones as it's a critical refueler for naval ops in the game. More importantly though, the little aircraft is one you end up getting pretty close to do those refueling hops, and the blocky graphics against the high fidelity aircraft was, well, a bit of an assault on the eyes and certainly spoiled immersion. I took a little look at the aircraft today following the patch and was pretty happy with the results. Certainly it leaves the old model for dead, and I was impressed too with the updates to the basket, which looks crisper and more symmetrical than it previously did. I'm aware these things, which are made of metal in real life, do get dinged up and bent out of shape, sometimes to the point of no longer sailing in a manner conducive to convenient refuels, based on pilot stories I've read and heard about. Still, there's work to do on the physics modeling of the whole basket animation, including even the lock-on or lock-in of the basket itself, which doesn't actually pop out as easily as it does in DCS World, according to real-world pilots, including Ward Carroll, who discussed this issue while teaching us how to refuel the F-14 some time back. It would be nice to see a little spray of gas upon disconnect too, as you exit from the hose. Overall, and despite these tweaks that I'd like to see, I think the Vikings update has been a real boost to DCS immersion. Well done, ED. This week's quick fix patch saw several changes, including tweaks to the SSS system, which was causing shadow issues apparently, and the new rotor wash not being visible to other clients in the multiplayer environment, to name just a few. Remember, this stems from major updates referencing 2.9 a couple of weeks ago now. I'll refer you to this week's changelog for more information though if you're looking for specifics, but based on community feedback, the experience of users operating with 2.9 in open beta, remember it does need to be the open beta version of the game for it to be run. There's always a few people that get confused about that, but it has been variable to be fair, but overall I would say the thrust of impression is generally very positive amongst the DCS community members. It's a challenging thing to implement and it's inevitable. We'll see some more changes and performance enhancements, but not everyone is going to reap from those benefits, unfortunately. ED reminded us that the Halloween sale continues too in the eShop this week and a little bit into next week. It's on Steam as well, for those of you who use the Steam version of the game. The 5th of November in the eShop and through to the 2nd of November for those using Steam to enjoy the sale. As I said last week, it's a good time to bundle items together and stretch your purchasing power just that little bit further. We discussed recently updates and improvements to the realism of the F-16 and the F-18's radar by Eagle Dynamics. They describe here that over the past several months they've been developing a realistic radar mode, or model at least, of search mode operations. This white paper that they have produced now features how they have accounted for that in the modeling process. The focus of the white paper is the target detection process, its probability-based nature, and the reasons for that randomness. They also will discuss the detection performance of both the AN/APG-73 and the AN/APG-68V PHY radar models and related features. If you want to learn more information about that, I will post a link at least to the white paper. It's reasonably involved and does involve, I guess, quite a lot of math and and physics modeling, but they cover everything from the complexity of the radar cross-sections of various aircraft through to background noise and so on and so forth. It's pretty cool stuff. I enjoy geeking out on that, even though I don't really fully understand it. It's fun to read about these kinds of features, which are pretty cool, and any realism that is added to these radars is going to be good for business for us in terms of, again, realism, immersion. I really like what they have done here, and we'll see how those come to fruition in the game. I haven't had a chance to check those out yet to see how they differ from earlier models that they have produced. Again, any progress in this area I think is a good thing. Let me know what you think. ED also revealed that they have more missions for the Spitfire Mark 9 and a few other aircraft as well. So as a fearlessly skilled pilot of the BF-109 Kurfürst, the FW-190A8 Anton, and the FW-190 D9 Dora, brace yourself for the Beauvais Close Air Support mission, the daunting Caen Rail Hub Bomber Intercept mission, and the Defend Amiens Glisy Airfield mission. For all valiant allies, take control of the Spitfire Mark 9 P-47D Thunderbolt, P-51D Mustang, and the Mosquito FB-6 to engage in the high-stakes harbor bombing raid and experience the train strafe mission, where you'll unleash devastating blows to enemy convoys.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Now, in third-party news, we saw a little bit from Heatblur recently, who keep throwing up images of the eagerly awaited F-4 Phantom 2, hinting at a pending release or news of something along those lines. The team indicated in exchanges with community members on Facebook that they want to release this module as soon as possible, but they also acknowledged it's the most sophisticated module they've released in many respects. The top priority, they went on to say, is an enjoyable, polished Phantom experience on day one. Part of the complexity, though, is also ensuring that everything new we build can potentially be backported to the F-14 and the Viking, which will both become beneficiaries of everything we do in the future. Unifying the feature and detail levels across all of our modules will be key in moving forward, and we look forward to fulfilling all of our remaining promises on the Tomcat and the Viking. Really interesting comment there. Of note, they had also said that one of the delays in some planned upgrades to the F-14 and the Viking, as mentioned, are in fact caused by intense work going on with the Phantom 2, which is good news. A little hiccup hit me then, sorry. I still believe on that basis, though, that it's very, very plausible that some sort of pre-purchase order announcement could be around the corner this year with an early access release in, say, Q1 of 2024. That's my guess. We'll wait and see. As I've said in the past, Heatblur Simulations generally doesn't overhype its modules and strives to bring a high level of feature completion to them upon release, which is what that blurb was about before. This isn't to say they're complete. As you heard, there's tremendous work going on with the other modules that they've released already. We're talking the F-14 and the Viking, and I'm particularly interested in what concepts are going to be backported. I don't know what exactly that means. I know that they're working on some new features that are unique to the Phantom, such as wear and tear and stuff like that. So there's a lot of very complex systems being implemented to the module, and I'm really curious to see what they do in terms of that backporting onto those other modules. Now, interestingly enough, a subsidiary group led by 2 Viper here has actually done a comprehensive training series for the Viking. This is in support with Heatblur, and they tell us that even those with experience with the module will benefit from this training program. It's divided into 3 phases or so and focuses on theoretical knowledge training. The team stressed, though, that this is not a course for learning basic flying skills. Check out vigan.training for more information on that. It's kind of intriguing. Looks like some of the tests and things, the exams, are going to be pay-for components. So an interesting concept to bring DCS pilots up to speed with what is a very, very interesting module, a great module from the Cold War era, and I'm sure that will benefit for those who want to get involved in that. I'm a little bit too busy to take on that task at this time to learn a new module. I have enough trouble right now with my drone training and also trying to learn the F-15 periodically, which is, again, keeping me busy. Well, let me know what you think about 2.9 and any of the other experiences that you have had, and if you saw any improvements with the patch from last week. Thus far, I think the 2.9 update has been generally very, very good and has made major improvements to my flight experiences. I'm particularly interested in being able to see a little bit further out than in the past in terms of being able to spot aircraft. It's not quite as hard, although depending on the background, it can be still very, very challenging to do so. But overall, yeah, we have a lot of exciting things going on in DCS world right now. We're running out of time for the end of the year, so it's going to be very interesting to see what Eagle Dynamics packs in over the next 2 months to wrap up 2023. It was the year of the Eagle for Razbam, although not without some hiccups along the way, unfortunately for them, but that module is out and available for sale, and it is a good one. It still has lots of work to do, but it's been a very, very pleasing module. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing what else crops up. We still need more information on, say, the Chinook. We've seen the Hellcat. We are still waiting for things like the Kiowa, the BO-105. We are looking for more information on the Corsair. And of course, we have several other module makers as well. The LA7 from Octopus G, I think, is being produced too. That can't be too far away. So there's a lot of projects still waiting to be injected, and I suspect too that there are other projects that are good enough by community mods and community modders, is the word I was looking for there, that could in theory become fully fledged modules. I think that will do for this week's DCS SITREP, just a short one. A couple of interesting things, like I said. Let me know what you think. Thanks for all the support with the channel. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, there is the super thanks button. And if you like the content, do hit the like button, do comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time on the DCS SITREP.